Oh, good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's Sunday. It is the 10th of September, and it's the 9th was sort of the new time where we could finish up a bunch of stuff. So I guess it's within the next 9 days now that you can work on yourself and manifest what it is you want. And then, of course, tomorrow's the anniversary of 9/11. We always take a little bit of time and bow our heads for those folk. And yeah, so I'm happy to be here this morning. I've got with me Earth Spirit Amy beaming in from Kansas City, and I have Jean coming in from the East Coast, Washington D.C. area. It's nice to see you, ladies. Yeah.
Thank you
How
for
are you?
having us, Aley.
Of course, of course. So hello, everybody that's here. Hi, Starfish, Wiki, Jackie's Crystal Moon. Just met Jackie on Heather's channel the other day. She lives in Ireland, and I'm glad to have her here. We have our Carolyn Booker here, and we also have Kiba. So, welcome, everybody. Um, Tanita. What a beautiful name. That's a lovely name. Thank you. Thanks for being here. So, Amy, what you been up to, girl? I know you've been working with Sherry, Voices from the Swamp.
We just did a reading together last night, and that was a lot of fun. And um, yeah, it was funny. I was reading for people on her channel, and then I kept getting stuff about her. So I thought that was really interesting that was happening. And
Yeah,
she's got this energy about her that's very
she does.
otherworldly.
She really
Like she says, otherworldly.
She really, yeah. She's had quite the life, and unfortunately lost her husband very young. Consider in his 50s, I believe. But and I love that she works at the college there in Louisiana. She keeps herself young, being around all those young people. So that's fabulous. I'm glad. I'm so glad, Amy. And Jean, I'm glad to have you back. What have you been up to?
We just had a wonderful show with Terry Lee and Terry Suzuki on Friday evening, and we had such impactful and really strong readings come through. They were very heartfelt, and the guides were just really on point and just sort of shifted people's perspective. It was really impactful. Well, each time we get together, we're like, "Oh, we're going to have fun," and it's like, "Wow!" It's like almost something else takes over.
Well,
It's
yeah.
really it's a beautiful combination.
Well, we already know that we can attain a psychic bounce with people that we read with, and certainly people we're simpatico with. But when you've got all those powerful women in one place, because you guys have been doing this for quite a while now, 2 years?
Exactly.
2 years.
Yeah, it's about
right?
2 years. About 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazing things come through and happen because that energy is just so explosive.
And there's a trust. There's a
There is a
trust
trust.
and there's a support, and all of our guides get together and they join in together. We often get that psychic bounce like you and I do, Aley. You and I
That's
have been
right.
doing
That's
this.
right. Yeah.
You were the first one. You're the one who brought me on
Brought
first.
Jean on. Jean was green, but Jean was not green for long. You really just took up the gauntlet, Jean. It takes a lot of initiative, and it also takes a lot of, I guess, the word guts. But I don't want to sound gross, but it takes a lot to say, okay, I'm going to do it, and just trust in that the universe isn't going to make you fall down this big hole and bomb out. So. And it's also nice to have Amy doing it as well with me. She and I have been on several shows now. And before that, she mostly taped everything for her own channel. Yeah, and she still does some, which is fine. But she stepped out of her little corner as well. So I'm really proud of you, ladies. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It helps having you bring us on and because you're such a welcoming person and you're talented too. So yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about what's over here as well, because I'll take care of that. So that's always helpful, right, Jean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can just, go into that altered state and stay in there, and Aley will pop up the questions.
Yep, there you
when
go,
I have
girls.
to look over here and read and try and analyze, it really
it's
pulls
like
me
you have
out
to
of that.
split your time between heaven and earth. It's too much. Yeah.
Well, I have to go in and out of the zone there. So
Yep, absolutely. So let's see. We have Debbie No and Suzanne who came in, and Wiki, I got your I got your question. Kim C is here and Jill Slaybow. And Heather, nice to see you, Heather. Look who's here. Jackie from Ireland is here. I'm happy that she came through. Dream Detective Kate is in the Seattle area. And look at my community board because we're going to have not a meet and greet, but a picnic and everything on Tuesday in Renton at Jean Colon Park. We're going to be there starting about 11. There's an Ivar's is there. You could bring a picnic. There's swimming there. No pets allowed, unfortunately, just so if you have your pet, you can't bring, they don't like the pets there. So, but usually we're very good about it here in Seattle, but this is something. And at 3:00 that day at that place, there's a farmer's market. So if you hang around, you never know, you could get some radishes or something. Yeah. Of course, everybody doesn't like them except me. I love them. Jen's Free. Hi, Kelly from Canada. Nice to see you, honey. I hope the doggy's doing better now. Yeah, come to the picnic, everybody. Yeah. Thanks, Heather. Thank you. Tanita, you would like a message from your boyfriend. Can you give me his first name, Tanita? Just write it into the chat so we can know if we got the right person. Jessica Lynn and Book Bewitched. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, homegrown tomatoes. Yes, please, Wiki. Please, I really would love to have you be there. It would be wonderful to have you there. All right.
Yeah, that's really exciting, Aley. And it's on your community page. You have the address, or do they have to respond, or what?
No, they don't have to respond. But I think that Katie would really love. Last time she was here was Christmas Eve, and that just wasn't a good time for everybody to get together. But having it be in the summer and still nice outside, and Lake Washington is a beautiful place. It's kind of I know it's far from some people, but it's not really far. It's just the traffic can get to you. But it is on a Tuesday and not a Saturday or Sunday, so it's always better. Hi, Juanita. I know the ads always do that. I'm sorry. I have to do that when I watch others' channels as well. I get it. Ricardo. All right, dear. Thank you. I know, Heather. I wish you could jump on a plane too. Why don't you try? Will Shan let you go? Karen Johnson and Delphi. Oh, she's just what's going to be the energy for Washington for the next 3 months. I will say that we will read on it. Jean doesn't go into the political stuff, but we could look at what the energy will be. That's perfectly fine, but we're not going to do the political. We try to keep it more up here in this show, but we'll be glad to look at it. Rosie's feeling better. Yeah, she had an irritated bowel. I'm sorry to hear that. Joyful morning. I'm sorry, Joyful Journey. What a beautiful name.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty. Okay, so we'll start out with Wiki. She had a childhood friend named Erica who passed many years ago and wonders if you might be able to reach her. So there you go.
She's just feeling honored that you're calling on her, Wiki, and she says that she hasn't changed and you haven't changed. She said the essence of each of us are eternal, is what she's saying. We carry on forever. So the part of her that you remember, that you identify with and relate to, is still existing. And she said that you two had like a trust. There was like I don't know if you told each other secrets, or if you had some sort of honesty, some sort of trust, some sort of like a pact that you had together, that you really connected, more so than other people. It wasn't just an acquaintance. It was somebody who you not told secrets to, but said things to that you may not say to everybody. But she's saying that the childhood wonder, and the adventures that you two would go on, like really long walks or adventures or hikes through the woods or whatever it was that you did together. It was something that she'll never forget and will always be in her heart. That was interesting. So how about you, Amy or Aley?
Go ahead, Amy.
You said the word connected, and I got the we are so connected. I don't know if you can see.
Mm-hmm.
We are so connected. And the first thing I saw was you two with the little dog. So, like you said, going through the forest, walking around trails, you might have had a dog or she had one. I also see you at school at the recess on the, remember the teeter-totters and then the swings. So you guys were like kindred spirits. And she says that you will be together again. And of course, she's with you in spirit always. So you guys have a very strong bond. And she's still learning, just like we learn here on earth, and she learns through you too. So as you experience life, she is yes, she missed out on years, but she's living through you at the same time and appreciates, and you know that, like, you know that when you do things, you say, oh, this is, I wish she could have done that. And she's like, I'm doing it with you. We're doing it together.
Doing it through you. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Wow. So yes, I pulled some cards from the beloved dead. First of all, Heather Indigo, you can ask questions. The questions are still open right at this moment. And I want to say a big hello to Captain Morgan. It's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. So thank you for being here. All right, let's see. Sorry, I got to do these before it's too late. All right. Did you have a kind of a childhood conflict with this person, Vicki? I get a conflict, but look, the guy's got wings on himself. So he's like, don't even worry about those. Were just little young girl spats. And so if that happens, and it happens usually in any friendship, it's all forgotten. Everything's different over here. She also wants you to know you don't have to do anything because your active love for her is always felt. She says, these pictures crack me up because they're really old, but I like them because they do talk about little times or little things that we need. So she also says you don't have to do anything except invite me along. Sometimes I come along anyway, but I enjoy living vicariously through you, and it's really, really wonderful. Finally, she says, wow, I've become quite the explorer over here. You wouldn't believe the places you can go and the things you can do. I'm just having such a blast over here. And when you come, we can do them together, but no hurry. No hurry. I'm fine. Yeah. So that's what I got for you, dear. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks, Heather. All right. Yes. All right. So she was funny. Okay. That's awesome. What else? There were many kids in our neighborhood, and she was one that was my age. Okay. Well, she considers you a friend. She really does. And so her family moved away, and we heard she passed from cancer. That's just tragic. That's just tragic. But I think she remembers you. It's funny too that people do not realize the impact they have on other people. Sometimes they only realize it through people telling them that, but that isn't always done. I've had people do that to me that were students of mine. They never talked in class. They didn't seem that interested. And then I'll get an email from them. Oh, you were one of my favorite teachers, or something like that. And I'm like, really?
That's great.
I had no idea. So yeah, there you go. All right. Take care, dear. All right. So Tanita would love a message from her boyfriend in the past, and his name is Ricardo.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. You can go first.
All right. The first obvious thing is his name. I thought of the show I Love Lucy. And there's probably some connection where you guys joked about that. I'm just sure of it. I feel like he probably was a jokester. And that you guys laughed a lot. He says it was his time to go. It was his time to go. He had to leave that way. He has no pain. And when I read this card, now I have no pain. I get something about his leg and his chest. So it could have been something with his arteries. And you are soulmates, and he sends you loving signs through nature.
Oh.
Now, we have many soulmates, some more deeper, deeply connected than others, but he does love you. He loves you, and he's still watching out for you. But it was his time to go. So don't ever think that you know, feel guilt for the way he passed. He's not in pain anymore, and it definitely was his time to. And he had to leave that way. It was a soul contract. Sometimes I realized the other day that sometimes when people leave with a lot of pain, it's because they're burning through karma really fast.
Sure. Yeah, they chose that life to do that, to burn through the karma. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
So, Taynita, I'm so sorry for your loss. When I connected with Ricardo and asked him for something specific to share with you, he showed me a cast iron frying pan, and he's saying, I'm not sure if he was saying he was a good cook and he loved home type of food, home kind of food, home food, home cooked food. And he showed me this cast iron frying pan. It was almost like his love. It was almost like remembering the times of home and remembering what was cooked in this cast iron frying pan. I'm not sure if that means anything to you. He's also showing me himself in a hat, a particular hat, but different kinds of hats as well. He was in favor of wearing hats a lot. And let me just see if there's something personal that he would like to say to you. I think I mentioned once before that he is referring to you as his one love, as his soulmate, like his wife. I know you weren't married in this. Yeah, he was never you weren't married in this lifetime, but he does consider you his soulmate and his one and only. In other words, he loved you very deeply, and he still does love you very deeply. He is always beside you, and he will be there when your day comes. He's saying he does visit you in your dreams, and he's saying that it may take time for you to witness or be aware of the signs that he's sending around you. But like Amy said, that the look for the signs in nature, like the birds or the firefly or the what's it, dragonfly, or
Dragonfly, butterflies.
something
Yeah.
something unusual happening. He likes to, oh good, he likes to also talk to you in through nature as well.
So, Tainita, on Wednesday nights at Pacific time, we have a dream show, and we give you some tips on how to remember your dreams, because you do have them, but you just can't remember them. Maybe we can get that reopened for you. I don't know, but you're welcome to check it out. And I got here. He's watching your personal development, and he's just in awe of what you've done. He said you're walking through that door and you're making the changes you need to make in order to keep yourself happy. Because just because I died, I don't want you to die. And we can die and still be living. We just don't have a very active life. We're sort of dead inside. He doesn't want that. He said to breathe and become aware, get your chakras balanced. And look, it's outdoors, just what the lady said. Spend that time outdoors, look around, take little walks, go into the woods, and sit in the grass. And finally, he said, you were the fulfillment of all of my dreams, and I'm sorry I had to leave you. But if you really look, you'll know I'm right there with you now. So there you go, sweetheart. Yeah. Hi, Froxy. Oh.
I also heard a suggestion to put your put like his shirt or his clothing on a pillow or something and hold that, because sometimes it's that tangible connection. And he said he can come in close to you and really surround you with his energy when you do this. Or you can get like a little doll made, or like a little something shaped like a doll with his image. Like it, I think you can like put his face on it, like a picture on fabric, and then make a little doll out of it, or a pillow
It's
out of
cute.
it. But just something that you can hold and squeeze that is his, that you can feel will help to ease that
Yeah.
that yearning feeling.
that physicality that you're missing so much. Yeah. Take care of yourself, Tanita. We're sending you lots of love and healing energies. I'm sorry that that happened to you. Okay, so Spirit Watcher, I'm going to be taking all your questions so far that are up here, but I have to tell you that I do have memberships, so this is the time for me to just give you my little spiel. I have memberships on my channel, and they run, I think it's $4 and $5 a month, and you can get free readings and access to information. But one of the perks is you get to be read at the top of the line if you are a member. So Suzanne is a member. You see the little S beside her name. So we're going to read her first, and then we will read Sally as well. So, all right. Please. Thank you for letting me do my spiel.
So she says, messages from Leona, a friend who passed in December 2013. So let's see if we can connect with Leona.
And hello, Roxy. Nice to see you.
Leona is saying how proud she is of you, Suzanne. She's saying that you've come a long way and that she's just really showing you a lot of she's in awe and she's very proud, but proud isn't quite the word. She is inspired by you, even though she's on the other side. The growth that you're making and the distance that you've come is so beautiful, and your soul's growth and your awareness that you've been able to achieve. She said she is just very, very inspired by you and in awe by you, and she wants you to keep up the good work. And she said that we can always be in contact. And she can feel the difference in your soul, and she sees what you've achieved in life. She's just really saying, like a cheerleader, like, keep going, keep going.
Nice.
Sorry, everybody. My battery said I had about 2 minutes left. And so, all right.
Are you ready? Do you want to go first, Aley? Go ahead.
No, I don't even have the cards. You go right ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny when I get this card, it always makes me laugh because it says, "I see all your thoughts," and I don't know why, but most people don't want someone reading their mind. And there's another card that says, "I'm standing right next to you." It's like, oh no. But Spirit doesn't violate our privacy. They only get into the corners of our mind or where we invite them in our energy that's inviting them in. And when she says, "I see all your thoughts," she's there to help you with like that, OCD mind, your fears, your doubts about life. She definitely is helping you. She says, "I am helping you. I am helping you. I have become one of your guides." So, and I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. And that's a beautiful card to get. So she is with you. And yeah, she is one of your guides. That can happen. When loved ones pass away, they're not like your full on spirit guide that you've been assigned from birth, but they can be a spirit helper. And to me, that's a guide, that's to walk with you in life and help you and whisper in your ear. And she sends you love. She sends you a lot of love. Yeah. Go ahead, Aley.
Well, it was the wrong one. Hold on. This is Suzanne. All right. So she passed in December 25th. Wow. That's a difficult day to pass. Leona wants you to know that she wants to make sure that you're doing acts of love and self-care for yourself. Anytime you're feeling low or anytime you're feeling as though you can't, things aren't going the way you want them to, she wants you to take the time, take a hot bath, take a walk, have a cup of tea, whatever it is, Suzanne, and she wants you to practice acts of self-love. We tend to give and give and give to others and not give to ourselves first, and you can't drink from an empty cup. I'm getting here. Have you tried automatic writing, Suzanne? I'm thinking she wants to communicate with you that way because I get right. If you haven't tried it, you of course could journal. It might also bring you closer to, and I believe, Suzanne, you're an astrologer. So I believe that would bring hand in hand for that. Um, she says, your authentic vibration is just rising away. Look at all of the gold and the pinks around you there. You are doing what you came to Earth to do. And she champions you and says, I am so happy that I was your friend, and I still am your friend. And so she's sending lots of love. Wow. That's wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne. Okay.
Yeah, let us know if that makes sense to you, Suzanne, and any participation or feedback that we all have for those of you who are asking your questions is really greatly appreciated. She did say she does do automatic writing.
Oh, good. Okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It always makes me feel better. Yeah. All right. So Sally is another member, and apparently her friend, and I put it up there, and I didn't mean to, but Sally's friend died also in 2013.
Oh, gosh.
So
sorry. It's hard. I imagine that's, a lot of us get on a spiritual path after someone that we love passes, and, that's interesting.
You are so right. You are so right, Amy. That's wonderful. She came in at 11:11 and gave her a short message. Fabulous. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. I'm glad. Hi, warrior girl.
So I hear that your friend Marie is saying that she always knew that you were very special. She always knew that you had like an air about you and you had an attraction. She said there were people that would just congregate around you, and always, like, if you walked outside, sort of like in a courtyard or someplace where other people were outside, it would be only minutes or only moments before other people would start walking over to you and wanting to be near you and congregating with you. She's saying that you always had people around you, and that she was honored to be part of that group, part of that sort of connection, that group that you were, that special group that you were together. And she said that she did learn a lot from you, and the energy that you gave off was very reassuring, and it made them feel safe. There's something that you carried with you. There's like a vibration or an energy that you carried with you that made her feel safe. She's saying that she is forever and always will be your friend, and that you've had many lives together. She's really, really, really neat. She's very she's clear. She doesn't have a lot of heavy energy. She's light and she's clear, and she's just coming through like this. She has different energy.
Great.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Wow. All right, Amy, go ahead.
I was called to pull cards from the past life deck, and I got Atlantis.
Ooh.
So I think you two have a connection from Atlantis, which, very early on, the beginnings of time. And so you do have a very special connection. And there's a water connection between you two. And tears cleanse the soul. So she's seen you cry. But for me, I hate to cry, because if I cry, I just feel like crud afterwards, and it just dredges up everything, But they can cleanse, and again, it can burn away karma. What I want to say is, the first thing that she told me was, get it together. Get it together. So there's something about where you're not feeling so good right now about life. You're kind of been in the maybe a doubtful place, but she's with you, and she wants you to visualize success, because it's right within your reach, and she's going to help you. And you have that magic. You have from Atlantis. That's a lot of ability to visualize.
Absolutely.
And manifest. Yeah.
Yep.
She's going to help you with that. So just believe.
I love that. I love that. And Sally, I got a similar message, and I think it's funny because she's saying to you, this is jokey. Yeah. She says, you've become quite an academic, Sally. You're taking classes, and you're getting out there, and you're doing what, and it may not be you're not in college, but you're taking classes, and that's it. Yeah. And she says, I just love all the new stuff you're learning, and I'm learning, and I didn't know that when I was down there, but she says, I feel really like this is wonderful. She said, I made a promise as your army buddy to watch your back as you made for me, because that's what we do in the service. And she said, I'm still watching your back, and I'm watching, and you're really growing. But make sure that you remember that you get what you expect. So make your expectation that all will be revealed, all is known. She said, I'll work on this side to sort of yell in your ear and say, wake up, Sally, they're telling you something. But you have to do the work, and you have to find that place in you where you feel as though you have met your destiny, I guess is the best word, whatever it is that you feel you are here for. So she's saying, she's pulling the army buddy card, she's, I got your back. I know you have mine. So anyway, that's wonderful. Thanks, Sally. All right. Let's see. We have, going back to the beginning, we have Delphi with the energy of Washington. So all I'm going to say is that, of course, we don't want to lower ourselves to the vibration actually of Washington,
right,
because it's kind of rotten in the state of Washington. But Jean, if you don't want to read on it, you don't have to.
No, it's not rotten, Aley.
Oh, okay. There you go then. I'll shut up and let you talk. I like what you have.
I live 15 minutes from the White House, and it's very, very uplifting, inspirational, helping each other. It's very beautiful community, a wonderful collaborative, like all different nations, all different, like the United, what is it? Embassy Row, and all of the NIH, and all of the different nationalities come together, different ethnicities come together, everybody's here trying to make the world a better place. It's really very uplifting. And try not to just narrow your focus on some of the people who are loudest or on the TV. That's not what represents this. What represents this is the future. It's building, it's loving, it's productive, and it's for the greater good of all. It really is. I wouldn't be able to stay here if it wasn't.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's
well, Jean, and the thing with you, Jean, is that you are a light worker, and you do lift that energy, you and the others in that area. So you would know best.
There's many more of us here. There's many more of us here and everywhere.
Yeah, true thing. That's true. Amy, anything from you?
Yep. I could go off forever about this. The Gemini in me could and that's why I tape videos, so I could just sit back and just like spew what I get, because I do get a lot of Gemini, sort of just fact-based about politics. My grandfather was a judge in Kansas City, and he was around during the time of Pendergast, which was a mob boss. And so I think I have a lot of his sort of legal that comes through me. But the thing I get is it's stable, and it's growing more stable. And we still have a lot of fear from the past, because of a lot of, it was like Lucy taking the football from Charlie Brown all the time. But we are moving forward. And the thing is, what I see is the guy, and the former guy, had a fortress of people around him. And they've slowly, there's cracks in each of the rings of the fortress. And they're working their way in, and they're getting to him. So it's getting better. It's not that swing back, like 10 steps back as it used to be. We're actually moving forward with justice, and things are stable. They're stable.
Yeah.
Well, there's earth angels there protecting, light workers protecting. So it's going to be fine. It's going to be stable.
It's going to be okay. Well, I pulled the wheel, which is a change in circumstances and a new cycle. So you couldn't get anything better than that. So I'm just going to say, focus on the good, focus on uplifting the area, focus that all will be well as you step into your car to go there or to work there or wherever, Delphi, and know that the universe, I guess, has your back. Just stay aligned with it. But anyway, thank you for the question, dear. Okay, we have a Joyful Journey wondering, what does the week hold for her? I'm thinking it's a her, so.
sounds to me like you're going to be starting on a new program, or you have a new leash on life, or you're starting a new routine. And it comes in with the energy of like the school cycle and the new seasons on the 923. There's something that's going to change in your routine, or something that you're going to buckle down, or something that you're going to add to your routine that's going to be starting here. And it's going to be a very good, you're going to feel momentum behind you. Like this support forward. So it'll be like an embarking on a new schedule, for lack of a better term, but it'll be very favorable to you. You'll be surprised how much you'll be able to get done. You'll feel like you'll have a little bit more energy, but it's like a new energy for you. Joyful journey.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Amy girl, what you got?
I'm not ready yet. So if you're ready,
okay.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. Let me see what I got. Oh boy. You got the first card you got is emergence. So you're going to be surfacing some development and an arrival of something coming through that's new for you. So embrace it, recognize it for what it is, and start integrating that new emergence of whatever it is coming to you. Oh, you're starting a new job. Da, 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 da. There you go. Second one is the star. Healing inspirations and a bridge to higher realms. So when you get up to go to your new job, which should be a joyful journey. We should love what we do for work. If we possibly can do that, that's always better. So think of yourself as being a person who's in the place she should be and working whatever it is she should do. And you got the mother, and the mother is abundant, instinctive, maternal, and a part of nature and the divine mother. So it looks like you may find this to be a very nurturing. I don't know what kind of work it is. Is it nurturing work that you'll be doing? That's going to be an important component of. So even if it isn't nurturing work, you may nurture those around you by just being the person you are. So there you go.
Yeah. Jean, you said something about school, and I got the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. But maybe she's a teacher, or she's going to have someone that's going to be a teacher mentor in her life. And take charge with authority, move in a new direction. So I think that's a beautiful card. Move in a new direction. You are moving in a new direction.
Absolutely.
So for this week, you're taking those steps, and it does, a change in direction. So things are moving ahead. Let me read this with my poor eyes here. The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart, which is where we manifest, to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. So it's all in alignment. It's going to be good.
She works at a nurturing job. She works at a hospital. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Thank you, Joyful Journey. Thank you.
And good luck to you next week.
Yes, good luck. Yes. Everybody on all three channels, just so you know, I closed questions. And I know that so anybody that's doing moderator work on other channels, please make sure nobody else is asking any questions, because we are now at 40 minutes before the hour. And so, we have to, Jean's got some things to do today. So do we all. Anyway, hypnicity. I had a roommate, Michael, who passed in 2016. Any messages from him, please? And I have to just step out for a minute.
Hi, hypnicity. He said, I hear him saying, "We're all still here." He's just saying we're all still here. He says everybody, the language that humanity uses for those of us who are no longer on the earth plane is that we've gone somewhere. And he's saying we haven't gone anywhere. We're all still here. We're just in a different form. We're in a different dimension or frequency, so to speak. So he just wants you to know that we're all still here. And And it's almost like you know us. It's like anybody that comes into our path in life and is it makes an impression on our life, that we do meet up with them on the other side. It's almost like there's a soul family that's thousands of people, and it's people you work with, people that um, uh, you know, grew up with, people that you had as roommates, people that in your families. He says we're all in a soul family. He's saying, so I have um, my ways of watching over all of my peeps. He's saying he's watching over all of the people that has affected his life, and he wants you to know that we're all still here, and not to not to, but try not to worry or try not to think of them being in this far off land. He's giggling. He's telling me that humans think this. Humans get this idea that we're in this far away land, but we're all still here. That was interesting.
Yeah. And spirit, we are spirit. I always say this: we are spirit. The only thing, we're just here in this vehicle because we have to get through this life and do our stuff. But we're spirit, and it's just the spirit that's not in a body is in a higher frequency. They're right next to us, but the reason why it's so hard we can't see them, we can't hear them, is because they're in a higher frequency. So, and that's why you work with your chakras and you meditate and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Michael, I want to ask, did he have depression, and did he pass from like suicide? I hate to ask that, and I hope I'm wrong. He's saying that he has no pain and his mind is free. He has no more pain. Depression is, it's like having a disease. It really is. And you could be happy one day and the next day you're in the worst day of your life. And I think of Robin Williams when I say that. He
struggled at times, she said.
All right. Yeah, I get that. And there's something about a farm. You guys had a karmic relationship. It could be a past life where you were on a farm together, or in your childhood or your teenage years, there's a farm. And I think I see him with horses. I see him with dogs, cats. And that's where he is now. He's healing himself through the nature in heaven. Yeah. And he watches over you every day. So he's still with you. Mm-hmm. And he thanks you for thinking of him.
Wonderful.
He's finally free of that baggage.
Free of the pain. Yeah. It is Jamie Raskin's book. He talks about the loss of his son through suicide, and how his son felt the pain in his physical body, and he just couldn't handle it in one day more. And so it's very interesting. We don't really know all of the reasons why we have to go through what we do, but yeah. Anyway, he wants you to clean and shield your energy around anything bad or anything negative. Let's say, I want to use the word negative. But maybe that's just sort of like, okay, Nalani, you just don't forget that. It's like he's saying that. But he said he recognizes your inner awareness, your self-reflection, and your contemplation. And he says you sit with yourself so nicely. Just trust what you get. Trust the feelings that you get, and trust what it is you believe you hear or see or feel, because it's all real. And finally, he says, we were a pretty good partnership. I know it was just your roommate, but you live together, and that makes you a partnership in some way. And it says you co-created and collaborated. And he said it was a supportive union. You supported me, I supported you. And I just want to recognize that, because there aren't a lot of people that can do that together in a home environment. So, he had a brain tumor. Okay. And he had a cat, and I had a dog. Okay.
That card, Aley, that you just held up looked like the synapses of a brain.
Yes, it did.
As I read that, I saw your card and I was like, that's, interesting.
Yeah. No, you're right. It did. It had, yep, absolutely. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. All right. Thank you very much. Jen's free, needs a pep talk, ladies. She's been low and depressed, and I just want you to know, Jan, you're part of what's going on.
Yeah.
We're all kind of feeling it at times. We're tired. We don't have a lot of energy. I've seen people in lots of different chats as a show chat, or I'm in a show chat with someone else's chat, and I'm seeing it. The best thing is that you need to know you're supported by everybody here. And, even though we don't see each other in the physicality, we do have that, as sort of, as Amy said, the synapses. We have the strings that attach us to each other. So we all really have to work on bringing up our vibration.
What I heard, Janspree, when I read your message is that you'll be out of this funk in no time. So you're stuck in a little funk. It's like a little bit of an energy kind of stagnant energy that is going on. And I feel that just as certain as the sun will rise tomorrow, you'll be out of this funk. It's almost like a cycle or a it's something that comes in and goes out. It's something that comes in and goes out. And they said that you're very sensitive to the energies around you, especially the astrological energies that are going on. But they want you to try and focus on a better tomorrow, and that you trust that you will get out of this funk. I do know that Aley is what she says is true. I was in a funk at the last month or the last week of August, and my energy was so low. I couldn't get enough sleep. I couldn't get enough water. And I was just a little slow on my reactions and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But it is the energies that we are picking up from around us. And it will change, and you will be back to your usual self in no time. So try not to focus on what try to focus on what is to come, and the sun that will rise tomorrow, and the energy that will be back for you when that comes. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Amy?
Okay, so from your angels, if you get nervous, focus on service. If you get nervous, focus on service. And that is a good way to sort of trick your brain out of if you're in a low point,
Look,
yeah.
You can't make it up. Yep.
Nope, you can't. And here's the thing, like if you might be addicted to, and we all are, you get in that one mode where you're like, oh, poor me, and this is never going to happen to me, and you start to fall. It's like, so you fall into the pit.
Yeah.
But you attract it, so you got to watch the law of attraction. You have to watch your thoughts. So yes, we just came out of like 2 full moons, and we're in Mercury retrograde and all this heavy energy. I think I've had it too. So you have to do what you can. I always say, go watch. Music is an instant lifter. Go watch your funny show that you love, jokes.
Yeah.
You got to do something. You got to have that thing that helps you snap out of it. But we understand. We've all been there.
I think that Jan is a caregiver. She takes care of her mother. She takes care of the cats down at the Humane Society. And so you are being of service, but you're being of service to everybody else but Jan. So the angels are saying, use our energy to heal yourself and love Jan. And so, yes, go ahead. And, I know I'm a broken record, Jan, and I'm sorry, but it is a balance. It is a balance. And yes, you are such a fabulous caregiver, and you are of service to everybody, but please be of service to Jan. Okay. Love you, dear. All right. So we've got Jackie's Crystal Moon, and Jackie is a new subscriber. I'm so happy to have her here. She came over from Heather when I was on with Heather Friday. She lives in Ireland. So she needs a message from her friend, Thelani, if you have time. There you go. Okay.
Was Tulani a magical friend? Because they're telling me that they love when you work on your rituals, and they are sending you supportive energy. They are supporting your efforts, supporting your desires, supporting your intentions. They're helping you with your practice, with your work, and they feel as though They do feel as though that they were working in this industry as well. They're looking upon you with eyes of gratitude. There's much gratitude as well for, I don't know if you've helped this person up, like if you turned around and put your hand as you were going up or you were stepping up, that you turned around and helped this person up, and they just want to thank you for the gratitude and for the time, the consideration that you showed to them, the kindness that you showed to them. But they just want to show you some really heartfelt gratitude.
Wonderful. Amy?
Well, now, I don't think you have family connection, but I wonder if your spiritual family. I'm with the rest of the family, so there must be a connection somewhere with that. I do get something. I got the card about Grecian for past life. You may have had family together in past life. You may have shared a mother. You may have had the same mother in a past life in Greece. And trees. She wants to connect with you with the trees. So there's that magic that Jean was talking about. There's a lot of magic. Trees have, if you look at trees, when you cut off a branch, they form an eye. And you ever seen that? So they have like a tree. I feel that trees have spirit, and they're rooted to the earth, to the energy of the earth. So I think she wants you, just if you want to connect with her, and go to the trees, just go put your hand on a tree and ask a question. I think that's a really good way to do that. But
okay, so Lonnie was a male, I guess, but he would have supported the work. Not sure if he did it himself, but they were very good friends in the short years that she knew him. So it's interesting because it says here, he wants you to be you. He loves what you're doing. He says, oh my God, girl, look at you. You're dancing it. You're working it. You're doing it. And he loves that. This is interesting. I don't know if this is what you are now or you were in a past life. I get the witch card. Of course, we could say that there are people who work with magic, and they don't necessarily have to be pagan or a witch, but you were either one, maybe he was one with you in a past life. I don't know. He just says there is more of a connection than you think there is. And finally, he says, I've wanted to make an appearance, but I haven't wanted to scare you. So if you want me to make an appearance, just ask me to come in, and I will come in whatever way that you want me to. But, sometimes they hold back, because even though you are a spiritual person, you might not be prepared for an apparition or something there. But I believe that he's wanting that for you. He wants to do that with you. So you called him your brother from another mother. I love that. That's wonderful. And I believe he feels the same way, Jackie. So that's awesome.
We have another member doing readings today. Who is this, Amy?
Yes, we do. This is Mr. Kieran, my sweet baby.
Oh, yes. Isn't he adorable?
Yes.
Oh, he's so sweet.
He is. He is. He's a love bug. He's a love bug. Look at him. Oh.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. We've got Book Bewitched, Karen Johnson, Carolyn, and Mary, and or Maree. And then we are done. I'm sorry, we can't take any more today. So here we have Book Bewitched. And again, she wonders if her guides have a message that she can't hear. That's it, Jackie. You're recognizing that you were a witch in a past life.
So sometimes us listening to our own guidance is the hardest thing to do, because we feel as though it's ourselves, and we feel as though it's something that we are not able to do, like it's out of our comfort zone. And they do say that they've been nudging you and reminding you and pointing you in a direction, and you've almost been intimidated by the leap or the how far you would have to extend yourself in order to go in this direction. but they're just pointing you in a direction. They're not saying achieve this tomorrow. They're just saying look at what could be in your future. So they want you to consider the little nudges and the inspirations and the uh, ideas that you get and write them down and just move towards that. They just want you to move towards that. They're not saying to be this tomorrow. They're not saying you to have published 3 books tomorrow. They're just
Right.
saying start writing. You know, if they so it may be your hesitancy to get started and to step out, and they just want you to take one step. And I do know that many times, and Allie will attest to this, that they tell us that oh crap, it just left me. Oh, they said that they can't help us unless we're in movement. If we are stagnant and not making any choices, they can't help guide us. They can only drop in inspiration. It's only when we move in a direction that they can help guide us into another direction. So they want us to keep moving forward, so that the flow, so that they can place things in our path that we hadn't anticipated. But if we're stagnant and we're standing still and not making any moves, they are not able to help us as much as if we move and make a decision, move towards something, and then they'll be able to start helping us and steering us more. So maybe
Yep.
that's why you're feeling that.
Absolutely. Wow. Amy?
Well, the first thing is that I get is it's incredibly hard for most psychic intuitives don't hear their guides. It's rare. You get messages usually come through intuitively. It's just a strong knowing, and as you learn and develop, you start to recognize which ones are guided thoughts and which ones are your own mind. And but a trick is to clear out, to make sure your ears, now this is weird, the throat chakra and the ear chakra, well, the ears are connected. So like I'm a Taurus sun. I have a lot of Gemini, but a Taurus. So my throat is always an issue with me. And so I find I get messages through songs. I don't hear my guides. Yeah. So songs, things like words that come out of movies and things like that. So that's a really good way to hear from your guides, is to hear music. Turn on the radio and they'll send you a song.
That's it.
Yeah, I would say work on your throat chakra. They're saying your throat chakra, express yourself more, listen more, and there's nothing to worry about. That's what they want you to know. There's nothing to worry about. Don't beat yourself up. You know, it's they're with you. They're with you, and you will learn how to hear them in your own way.
That's right. So it's very interesting these ladies are saying this, but and I saw in the chat that you're exhausted. And so what they're telling me and through the cards is that the cycle is ending and that you're clearing away old energy so that you can bring the new energy in. And so you're exhausted, honey. You're exhausted because you have a death of one way of life and bringing it in. And so do all the resting you need to do. They're saying drink your water, rest, because coming up is something new and exciting. They want you to forgive yourself also and work on any self-healing that you need to do. Look at the beautiful clouds up there. They're just saying, you know, they're going to all pass away and the sun's going to come out, because you can manifest whatever you want. And we're in that time right now. We're in that 9-day window of manifestation during the 9-9 energies. Not that we aren't at any other time, but, you know, it's very important for us to remember that and to write down our intentions and what it is we want. Don't write down what you don't want. Only write down what you want. We want to focus only on the positive. So thanks, Book Bewitched. Me and my sisters here, we have some good experiences if you add all our years together. So there you go. And once again, we have Karen, who feels like a hermit. Is it the energy, she says. And I just have to say, you know, we can read on it, but I definitely believe we're all dealing with this right now, Karen. Yeah. So, you know, let's throw a card or Jean maybe or whatever to see what particularly for you. But you're not alone.
I suppose that when we have this type of a sensation or episode in our lifetime or in the year, that it is time for us to ebb. It's our time to sit back. It's our time to restore. It's our time to contemplate. It's our time to review. It's our time to restore. And there is an ebb and flow to life. And if you've been feeling like a hermit, this is your ebb cycle or episode or period in your life. And not to think of it as you can't be on the go 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 flow 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 all the time, or else there's everything is in balance. So this is you being in balance and moving into this ebb cycle of your life is what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
How about you, Amy?
Yeah. There might be some spiritual battles going on. I got wars and battles. So, it's very possible that that's the reason why a lot of us are tired right now. That a lot of us light workers, because look at what's going on with politics. I mean, that is a huge deal. And the angelic in the spirit realm has been working very hard. And we're connected to that. So, when we go to
it does
sleep
affect
at night,
us.
yeah, it affects us here on earth because we're still connected. So, a lot of times at night, but sometimes when you don't remember your dreams, you might have been in the 5D working too. So you're working spiritually at night. You wake up, you're still feeling that. So, try to find the joy. Find the joy that you can. Again, don't beat yourself up over it. Drink water. Do what you can to make yourself happy because, you're fighting the good fight. And I also got something about Native American or the indigenous people, and I think you have a connection to that. And so there may be some spirit work that they're doing through you, and it makes you tired. When you have an ascension, it's hard.
Yep. I think it's nature's way, our physical body's way of saying, I need to sequester. I need to become a hermit. I need to rest and replenish, because we are also changing seasons in a week or so. And so, so do that, dear. I get breathe and become aware, the good old card. And I'm going to suggest going outside in the fall, nice fall weather. I don't know if it's still really hot where you are. Of course, don't do it if it is. But once the weather turns and it's more beautiful out there, maybe you can get outside more and walk and enjoy the beauty. So thank you, Karen. She is a healer to begin with. So Carolyn Booker wonders if her husband's parents have a message for him. Carolyn, if you have their first names, I couldn't type it in because it's on one of the other channels. That's why you wouldn't have seen it. But put their first names in if you could. Oh, okay. Book Bewitched, I'm sending you lots of love, dear. Yep. And prayers for Morocco, Hypnicity. Absolutely.
I'll go first.
Okay.
When someone's parents leave, we feel an extreme amount of guilt, even if they had the best care. We were there for them. You still feel guilt. There's still always going to be that, but they're saying that they are so much better now. There's so much, and there's a rainbow. It's not his fault. Tell him it's not his fault. He did the best he could, and they love him, and they'll be together again. We will be together again. So they love him, and they don't want him to hang on to any guilt over the way they passed, because we're all going to go. It's not getting out of this place. Yep.
Yeah. So, Jean, there's Roy and Betty. Are their names?
So I did feel as though that your husband is feeling like he's now the patriarch of the family. Like he almost feels orphaned in a sense, that he feels that he has that sense of, I'm the oldest of my generation now, or of the generations in my family. I'm not sure if he has any other uncles or any other higher generation, but your husband is feeling like he is the new lead of the family. And this has been a different transition for him, since his parents were such a force in his life, so instrumental in his life. And he feels as though he wants to do them proud. He wants to know if he's living up to their expectations, and just to reassure your husband that everything that his parents need to teach him have been taught to him, and he is the creation of both of them. And to live that proudly, whether he makes a mistake or goes down the wrong road, makes no difference to them. Be proud of who you are. You are our son. You have our name, and you have all of the wisdom that we pass along to you. Believe in yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself if you make a mistake, or if you know, I don't know if it was something with the services or something with closing of the house or something that he may be feeling bad or worried what they think. They understand him. They trust him. They know that he is doing the best that he can, and that he is taking the family legacy and moving forward. And they just want to reassure him that they have his back and that they're very proud of him.
Wow. So, Carolyn, I get this picture of these three people. It could be your husband and his parents, or it could be your husband, and I don't know if your husband has a brother, but they're saying, we're not disconnected. Don't even think that. Oh my God, I got my arms around you all the time, and there is no disconnect. We tend to think that once someone leaves us goes to the other side, that's the end of that, but it's not. And not only that, but yes, we carry those pieces of that person with us throughout our entire lives afterwards, because we are part and parcel, even if they weren't our parents. The next one I get is, be in the here and now, do the acts of love, but make sure you love yourself. Loving yourself is so darn important. And, it can't be said enough, actually. Finally, they said, we have a message. Or maybe now they're saying, you're the messenger now. We were the messengers. Now you're the messenger. So maybe that has something to do with the idea of becoming head of the family, or, representing the family. But, oh, yes, they just love that you asked and they came through, and they want to send lots of love to the both of you. So, yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. I want to just put this up before we do the last reading. Mary says, it's like we're on an elevator going up and down and never getting off, and the up and down is exhausting. We have to adjust to the vibration. Perfect, yeah. Mary. And when you come down sometimes too fast and your stomach is tumbling because it's too fast. Yeah. Or you go up too fast and your stomach's still down at the below. Yeah.
Did you ever jump on an elevator?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jump to have the elevator meet you, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've done some really weird shit. Yep. Glad to know you did too. All right. So we have Mary here. Can I have a reading about my love life this year? Okay. All right. Oh, Ricky, this is called The Beloved Dead. It's a brand new, and look at this. Look at this. Beautiful gold gilding on the sides.
So, Maury, are you still here? Can you let us know if you're in a relationship and wondering information about the relationship you're in, or if you're single and looking for a new relationship? That would help me to be a little bit more specific for you. Right. But I do have my pendulum and about Mary. Her love life.
Is it Mary or Mari? Mari, are you here, honey? Yeah. It's much easier for us to connect with your energy if you still remained, but it's hard to know.
I'm just going to assume that she's single. So you can interpret this if you are in a relationship, or if you're wondering about one. You can, I'm just going to take it at that angle. This way I can be a little more specific. So is Maury going to find somebody, her lifetime companion, romantic companion, before the end of 2023? It looks like love is in the air next spring, Maury, and but it's time for you to prepare yourself and to be ready. And what I mean by that is have the energy of coupling. If you have a photo of a single rose, take it down and get a photo of two roses. If you have one candlestick, get two candlesticks. If you have, whatever it is that you do it in pairs and have pairs around you. If you have a picture of a single woman, take that down and get a picture of a man and a woman. It's really important to support the energy. If you couple things, even if it's maybe two candles that are not alike, but just couple them together to try and support this energy around you. And what I mean, this is just coming from Nina, not from the guides, but I always say, find somebody who you enjoy to have a cup of coffee with, because in the end, that's what you're going to be doing together is having
That's
a cup
true.
of
That's
coffee.
very true.
And that's the level. I mean, you don't want to find somebody like the knight in shining armor. That is, you haven't even, you have to start at the beginning and just find somebody who you enjoy having a cup of coffee with. And
Amen.
that will manage your expectations, and it won't put so much pressure on you or the other person. Yeah, so I think spring of next year, love is in the air.
All right, Amy, anything from you?
Well, when you talked about the like different rituals and things like that, have you ever seen the movie Blame It on Rio with Michael Caine, where
I
he
think
goes?
so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a long time ago. Well, I love
Uh-huh.
Michael Caine, and it's like one of those December. Well, it's the older guy versus the younger, girl. She's of age, but anyway, she falls in love with him, and he's like, no, 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 you can't fall in love with me. And so she goes to this voodoo lady, and the voodoo lady says, throw these rose petals in the ocean, and if they come back to you, he loves you. So he's there with his friends. He doesn't want anyone to know this is going on. And she goes to the shore and she throws the rose petals and they come back and she's like, he loves me.
That's cute.
I just love that
That's
scene.
cute.
I think that's
It's
talking
great.
about magic with like love magic and all that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, but you
That's-
could do something like that. You could, you can manifest. You can speak into your water, and
Yeah.
that's something to do. I get something about that. You will be texting. There will be a lot of writing. You have to let go of a lot of your fears. Go forward fearlessly. Explore your options. There's different online dating sites you can go to that are safe and that you don't have to meet up yet. You can talk to them for a while. But I also got strangers in the night. So it could be that you guys have already passed each other. Like
Maybe.
at your apartment complex or your neighborhood, or your grocery store, and you've passed each other several times. So I think there's
Wonderful.
something to that where you guys have actually seen each other before, but you just have never talked.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow. That's cool. I get just whatever you do, use protection. Now that sounds very sexual. But what I'm getting at is that, protect yourself. Don't put yourself in a place where if you're meeting someone new that's dangerous or whatever. But, we think we can trust somebody. Sometimes we can't. So we always have to protect ourselves until we know them more fully. But anyway, yes, and use protection. Okay. So I
So
just want to say, go ahead, Jean.
I have one last suggestion for Marie, and I just wanted to say that if you put on your mirror a mantra, and today's a great day to meet the person, the love of my life, and
There you
even if
go.
it doesn't happen today or next week, it'll build that energy that today is a great day to meet the love of my life, and it'll eventually build. And it's a very positive affirmation for you to put on your mirror, look at yourself in your own eyes, and say that.
And it also helps you to love yourself more because we need to be the loves of our own lives. So, Carolyn Booker, that card had 3 people on it. I'm feeling it's his mom, dad, and brother, since you said his brother has passed, his twin brother. And it just warms my heart. And so anyway, thank you for the the affirmative response to the reading, and much love to your husband. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to all of Jean's and all of Amy's moderators, all the people in the chat. Thank you for your questions. We love you so much. We'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks, ladies.
Nice.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Aley.
And nice to see you.
Bye-bye.